The lead single was like the statement. It was always like, you're going to pick the biggest hit, the thing that's going to represent the album the best, the thing that's going to sell the most units. And labels poured money into these radio campaigns and music videos.
To this day, I don't care if this makes me like one of those annoying, like, Renner and Swifties. Best music video she's ever done, and you guys can argue about it in the comments. It's a special pop song. And you know what? If we can put our hand hearts up for a moment, there's not a lot of artists who get to have that kind of a special song in their discography. And Taylor got hers how many years into her career? And they just keep coming. Ladies and gentlemen, we're Swifties.
Welcome back to Evolution of a Snake. I'm Zach.
And I am Madeline.
And today we're doing something revolutionary, iconic, returning to a series format that we haven't done in a while. We are scientifically ranking Taylor Swift's lead singles from her 12 studio albums. How do you feel about it, Madeline?
I feel great. I feel like we're getting back to things that make me feel like a Swiftie. Whenever we're doing episodes and we're like preparing for episodes, there are some episodes that kind of feel like homework. And then there's episodes that feel like this is me being a Swiftie. And this was something that made me feel like I'm a Swiftie. This isn't a job. This is a lifestyle. This is a religion. I had a lot of fun doing it. It came out exactly as I thought it would.
Me too, actually. I had one surprise. But, that didn't really change the way overall that I think we both know that this is going to go. I'll be interested to see if we're aligned. I'm always like, what could we possibly differ on? And then we end up pretty much having the exact same ranking. But you know what? I think that shows that we are the two-headed snake.
And that's what makes it work. And that's what people don't understand about the creative process.
Many people don't understand the creative process, by the way. But if you're not on the Patreon, patreon.com/Swiftologist, it is fun over there. I am starting a new series where I listen to old pop albums that I haven't listened to before. I'm going to start with One Direction, lol. So that's going to be coming out weekly. You can go check that out. Madeline Lizard review sneak peeks. Of course, Evolution of a Snake in your inbox like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 times a week. And we'll be reacting to the Eras Tour documentary series there, only on Patreon. So if you want to come find us, you better go get us there. So I think it might be good to, like, off the top of the lead single, discuss what it is and how it's evolved over the years. So a lead single used to be, like, I'd say when Taylor first came out, and probably until maybe 1989, I would say, the lead single was like the statement. It was always like, you're going to pick the biggest hit, the thing that's going to represent the album the best, the thing that's going to sell the most units. And labels poured money into these radio campaigns and music videos. When a big artist came out with a lead single, even if it was a flop, they would push it so hard on the radio that it would become a hit anyway. And that one song has to sell the album. So it used to be like, probably the most important decision that you would make in the rollout of your album is, what is your lead single going to be? It's interesting because overall streaming has really disrupted that. And a lot of the times I think when artists pick like the wrong single from an album, the audience will show them what the lead single should have been by like streaming another song more, which I think is super interesting.
It's also really hard to pick. I mean, it's really hard to be inside of the project and to try to pick what's the hit. Being on the outside of the project, it's a lot easier to be like, this is a song that's actually going to connect with people. When you're too close to it and when you're the one who's made it, you literally have no idea. Taylor historically, actually, and the list will show this, Taylor has, in the beginning, she was really quite good at it. The lead singles in the beginning, oh, girls, hit after hit after hit. I said she can't be stopped. And what I loved about her earliest lead singles is that not only were they hits and they did well on radio, but also they perfectly, in many cases, represented the record. It seemed like that was really important to her. We don't get that anymore. You know what we get? We get nothing. We get nothing. We get good luck booking that lead single you speak of. Good luck pressing play on Fate of Ophelia on October 3rd with the whole rest of the album, so you have no idea what you're walking into. Good luck.
Yeah, the lead single also is kind of, now it's a bit pointless because Taylor doesn't even really have a lead single, because the lead single is supposed to predate the album. And now she's in an era of just releasing more or less one single per album anyway. So the lead single ends up being the only single. So it has even more importance if you think about it when it has even less importance in the world. But an example of how the lead single has changed with streaming that I think is really interesting, when Camila Cabello left Fifth Harmony, her label like pushed this Sia song on her called Crying in the Club. club, and it debuted
Mm.
and it made no noise, and everybody was freaking out about what she was gonna do and how this like album campaign was gonna go. She had a whole title for it, The Hurting, the Healing, the Loving. And then she kind of entered into like a panicked era of dropping like random singles. So she dropped, I think, two. It was OMG and Havana. And randomly on streaming, Havana just picked up, and they literally reorganized the entire album campaign, changed the name of the album based around the success of this song that they had not detected would be a hit. So that's kind of an interesting way that the lead single has developed.
It is a very interesting way that the lead single has developed. And then you have other people who say, I don't care if you get one at all. And I don't care if you have any clue what's gonna happen. I don't even want to change my album no matter what you do. This could be the number one single in the world, but we're never gonna get it. I really want to
Mm-mm.
know how a song like I mean, with Taylor, it's so irrelevant to even have this conversation because it's Taylor. But it's like, how would Fortnite have performed if it was the lead single, if it came out when she announced it that
Before
night on
the
the
album.
Grammys? I feel like genuinely there is something to be said about just getting everybody into the portal, like into the album to stream it. I don't know if people would have been streaming Fortnite the way that they were if it was the lead single. I genuinely don't know.
Yeah, she's definitely moved away from that strategy, and I don't think that it's going to return, but it's fun to take a trip down memory lane. All right, so the categories that we have for our scientific ranking are ambassadorship for the album. How well does this song represent the album that it is the lead single ambassador of? What impact did it have on the public? Did they like it? Did they hate it? Did it make noise? Sometimes did they like it or hate it doesn't really matter. It's more, did it make an impact? But sometimes it does matter. Songwriting obviously goes without saying. And then the music video. So I think we should just start at the tippy top, the very beginning, a very good place to start. We're scoring out of 5 for each category for a total score of 20. Madeline, take it away with Tim McGraw.
So Tim McGraw, how it represents the album right off the bat. And the thing about Tim McGraw that's so special is that Tim McGraw doesn't just represent the album as a lead single. I also feel like it really represents Taylor as a lead single, and it's the perfect introductory track to the concept of Taylor Swift. I gave it a perfect 5 out of 5. Ladies and gentlemen, it doesn't get any better than this.
Interesting. That is a very interesting. I agree with you. I think that Tim McGraw is maybe a quintessential Taylor Swift song, but I was kind of playing devil's advocate a little bit. I said 4 out of 5 for ambassadorship for the
He's
album.
harsh.
You
He's harsh.
and you know why? Because I said teardrops on my guitar. Teardrops on My Guitar to me is like the Taylor Swift song from that record. And I think when people think of that record and of Taylor's first song, a lot of people will think to Teardrops instead of Tim McGraw. Not real people. Real lovers and true taste havers know that it was Tim McGraw, but I think a lot of other people think of Teardrops, which brings me to impact on the public. She had to score low because, it was the first pancake. It was literally the first pancake. And I think other singles from debut did better and introduced her better. So I gave it only a 2 out of 5 for impact on the public.
Oh, it's interesting. I gave it a 4.
Why?
Because of the impact it's had over the years. That's
Over the
why.
years.
That's
Okay.
why. Over the years, ladies and gentlemen. I mean, I think 2 is like it flopped.
Well, okay. So
I
for
think
the way that I'm thinking about it when I was scoring it is impact on the public when it came out. I'm not looking at legacy. I'm just thinking like in the moment of when the
well,
album
yeah,
was
but in the
released.
moment, I don't think it was a 2 either. I think it was at least a 3.
Okay.
They were
You can say
buying
that
it.
it's a 3, but I refuse to retabulate my results, so I'm giving it a 2.
Period. Well, there you go. I said 4.
Well, you know what? I think we're gonna agree on this next one. Songwriting, 5 out of 5. Absolutely no notes. This is one of her cleanest and most concise songs. It also was, from the marketing perspective of it all, so smart to invoke Tim McGraw like that. And she did it in such a clever way. It automatically associates her with one of the industry's biggest legends and endears her to him. And I feel like it's almost kind of like an MCU country music moment.
It's like the metaverse.
Hmm.
Yeah. I give it a 5 as well for songwriting. I mean, listen, she wrote that when she was a child. What were you doing when you were 14? I'm asking. 'cause
Not
Taylor
that.
Swift was writing this number one
Not
worldwide
that.
hit. Number
Mm-mm.
one worldwide hit. Whenever people always rank debut all the way at the bottom. I do as well because it's just, like, the easiest thing to put at the bottom, you know, it's really hard to rank it and compare it because it's just, like, such a it's the first pancake. But sometimes I go back and I listen to the songs and I'm like, "You know what? This really kinda holds up." Like, this is
Mhm.
better than a lot of other people's debuts. It really is, and she was a child.
It was all about the writing, and I think the blessing, I suppose, of the first album is that she had so many songs to choose from, and she had been in a development deal for so many years before she actually got to her album, that she had kind of written through all of the nonsense, and that was, like, the blessing, I think, of not getting immediately signed and sitting in, like, songwriting purgatory. It kind of forced her to put the training wheels on for a minute and really, like, spin and come up with stuff and see what was good. But even from the earliest demos of Tim McGraw, it's a perfect song.
Yes, it's a perfect song. I just remember I just remembered one of the demos the piano demo of Tim McGraw. You guys ever heard
Mhm.
that? You gotta look that up and just take a spin of
Look
that.
it
It's something
up.
special. It's something special, I'll tell you that for free.
The music video, now I'm feeling like I've been scoring Tim McGraw too low. I gave the music video a 3 out of 5 because, you know, the budget wasn't there, but it is a really iconic moment, and I can't come up with another reason for why I gave it a 3 out of 5. I'm sorry.
So, I gave it a 5.
She's gonna beat my
But
ass.
I just felt like for a debut, like, and for a country debut, it's a really, like, perfectly done country music video. Like, I love the color grading on it. She looks absolutely gorgina. I love the shot of her with the guitar. I really liked it. I gave it a 5. I mean, maybe I'm nostalgia core, like, I'm, like, biased because it's the first single, but I give it a 5. What can
Well,
I
this is why
say?
we have
She's
Evolution of a Snake, where we can offer you different perspectives, even when a person may have regretted the perspective that they shared immediately after they shared it.
Listen,
That's none of my business. I never said that. Tim McGraw's my friend.
so my total for Tim McGraw is 19 out of 20.
Mine's 14 out of 20. I have a feeling
Isn't
that
my
your
business.
list is gonna be 19, 19, 20, 20, 20, 28, 29.
Listen, don't speak too soon. There's some clunkers on here. Don't you worry about that.
Up next
um,
is, and I think
Love
we can
Story.
all agree, the best lead single ever. This might be like the blueprint. Love Story. Ambassadorship for the album. Are you kidding? 5 out of 5. This is the blueprint for Fearless. It is the blueprint for Taylor Swift's artist project. I would say it still is, after all these years later, one of the most relevant songs to who she is as a person. And I don't know how it gets better than this. It took my hand and dragged me headfirst. Fearless.
That's what I've been saying. And you know what? There is something really kismet about Love Story and The Fate of Ophelia sort of like mirroring each other. There's something going
Hmm.
on there, especially as we're coming into 2026, which is going to be the 20-year anniversary of like the start of her career. I don't know. There's just something about like going back to like the earliest stages with Fate of Ophelia. I don't know if she was doing that deliberately or thinking of it that way, but I mean, it's been put out there. I mean, it's a perfect 5. The representation for Fearless, I think erroneously people think like, "Oh, that sets it up as like a fairy tale record." Wrong. That's because you
Mm-mm.
never understood. You never understood the complexities and the epic highs and lows of high school football. You never got it.
You
You
never
never understood.
understood that in your life you'll do things greater than dating the boy on the football team. You didn't get it, and
Exactly.
it's none of your business. But I think that Love Story, what's so interesting to me about it as well, is that I think actually on some of her recent albums, there's a love story of some description on the record. To me, But Daddy I Love Him is very love story coded.
Oh
The way
yeah.
that it's written, what she's trying to say. We have the fate of Ophelia on Life of a Showgirl. If we really were cooking, and I'm gonna say it, and nobody can take it away from me, you know, we have Mastermind and You're on Your Own Kid on Midnights. There's something love story in both
We
of those
also have
songs.
Getaway Car as well. Love Story. But like twisted. Like Love
Yeah,
Story
inverted.
twisted. Yeah. Listen, let us in the kitchen, let us mess around and stir up the
Let us hand
sauce. It's
heart. We
fun.
need to hand
Yeah,
heart. Sometimes we need to hand heart.
we do.
Impact on the public. I mean, 5 out of 5. This is one of her most indelible and memorable hits. This is exactly what a lead single should do. I've seen people make the arguments that You Belong With Me should have been the lead single. And I think over time, You Belong With Me has stretched up. I think at the Eras Tour, people sometimes were going a little bit more crazy for that. But to me, that's just because it's more upbeat. Love Story is the song that will like make you weep with nostalgia. It's the one that will get even the bravest Tay Trier onto the dance floor with their best friends crying.
Well, the other thing about "You Belong With Me" is that it's a lot more like, "She wears short skirts, I wear," like, it's just, like, more like that. I mean, I don't think it would have been a better lead single because I don't think it would have really set the album off on the right tone. Does that make sense? Like, it
Love
just
Story is
wouldn't.
also expertly written. Like, you hear that song and you cannot deny that a wonderful, incredible songwriter wrote it. And then when you realize that it was, at the time, people weren't believing that teenage girls could write songs. So this one really gagged the industry, I think. People were really, it's just a perfect pop song. The way that it's laid up, the way that it builds, the crescendo, the storytelling, it's so clear. We used to pray for days like this.
Oh, we never had to pray, that's the thing. We
It just arrived.
never had to pray. It just came. I didn't even know
It
what
just
was coming
arrived.
to me when it hit the airwaves, and let me tell you, it changed everything. So, yeah, 5, songwriting,
5 out of
5.
5. Come on. What else could we give it? And music video, I gave it a 5 too,
I
because
gave it a
she
5.
looks, this video is like behind my eyelids. When I think of like young Taylor, this is one of the first thing that comes to mind, that picture of her in the balcony in the dress. It is everything to me. And I feel like in hindsight, you can, when you really think about it, it's like teenage girl wanting to dress up as princess. That could be kind of whack and weird, but it wasn't whack at all. It wasn't weird. Don't you dare say either of those W words in my house about Love Story. It was gorgeous. It was perfect. It was ethereal. And she wasn't being a cool girl. This was her pick me era, and we picked her.
This is like cinema, and honestly, this is more cinema genuinely than any music video that has come out in the last 15 years.
Except
Cinema.
for her love interest is kind of a hideous beast, and also was Miley Cyrus's
What?
boyfriend.
Oh, nobody. Lest we forget, I actually forgot about that. I don't know.
Justin Gaston, his
Hideous
sideburns. I
beast.
can't. The sideburns.
Hideous beast is interesting.
Okay.
I wouldn't.
I'll take it down. I'll take it down a notch and say unfortunate love interest.
Interesting, interesting. I loved the gown. I
The
loved the
gown,
gown.
the
I
hair also,
loved
the
the
little
gown.
crown.
I wanted
I
to
want
be
her,
that
that should
girl.
be her wedding dress. Can we just break that out of the vault?
Yeah,
Get
let's
that
open
back
that
on?
case wide open. Let's bring that one out of the archives and let's bring it down the aisle. I think there would be something really full circle about that.
Can you
Something
imagine an
absolutely
Eras
gorgeous.
wedding? That would be the funniest thing in the world. She has all her bridesmaids dressed like the people on Look What You Made Me Do at the Eras tour.
That's
You
how I
have
would know that she had
you have Lover
snapped. I'd be
Taylor
like,
at the
we
altar with
need
her.
to call somebody now to come collect her because this isn't right and there's something very wrong going on here.
And
Scary.
she does her bridal speech to thank everybody for coming, and she has like a Lady Gaga costume change where she just like rips off, and it's like red.
she's
She rips it off the Speak
she's
Now
like
dress.
standing. You remember when she would like introduce Clean or whatever on the 1989 tour? She'd be plucking the
Mhm.
piano. She's doing
You
that as
are
she's
not the opinion of someone who doesn't know you.
exactly.
Isn't that right, LA? And everyone's
Is it?
like, yep.
Yep,
So
yep.
Love Story got a perfect 20 out of 20 for me.
20 out of 20. 20 out of 20. Did you think it was gonna
N-
go any other way? Thank you.
Now this next one, the thing is that I love this song so much. It is everything to me. And like I understand why it was a single. But I think when I'm going back and being a little bit more strategic about the album, let's start with Ambassadorship. I gave it a 2.5. Mine is an excellently written song. It is so happy and optimistic. It's also a little bit fictional. I think this would have been a better ambassador for like a folklore or an evermore moment because it is that combo of the two. But Speak Now has no singles, traditional singles on it. So it really was kind of eeny, meeny, miny, mo. But when we think of like the lead single, I would expect that when we look back on this era, it's like the song that you first think of when you think of that time. I love mine so much, but I think there are other songs that represent the album better.
It's interesting. Some of us are real Speak Now girls. So I said 4.
I'm just
I
getting
gave it a
stoned this
4
episode.
because like I redacted the point because like I know that Sparks Fly probably should have been the lead single, but like IDGAF at the same time. So I gave it a 4. Yeah, I said 4. It opens the album and I think it's perfect. Oh. Yeah.
I came in to do anthropology. Madeline came into Handheart. And you know what? That's the duality of Swifty.
I put it why
You,
I put it high up there. I wouldn't even say I'm hand-hearted. I would say I'm speak nowing.
you're
I know
speaking now.
I know what mine is. I know what she is. I know the truth, but I also know my truth. And that's
Raising the
4.
bar and doing it
Yeah.
flawlessly.
When we're talking about impact, there's only so much lying that I can do. I When you
Mhm.
compare it specifically, especially, like, let's pretend we're in the Speak Now era right now and we're looking at the numbers right now. All we've had
Mhm.
before is Tim McGraw and Love Story and, like, You Belong With Me and, all these, like, big singles, Our Song, Should Have Said No, all these big singles, and then Mine comes out and we're looking at the numbers. I gave it a 2 out of 5, and it hurt. It hurt me really badly, but
Madeline, I'm so glad that you joined me here because I also gave it a 2 out of 5. It's one of her least memorable lead singles, and I remember actually when it came out, first of all, the release was a mess. It leaked. Taylor was like, "I'm gonna kill myself if you guys listen to this," and we were like, "Oh my god, we can't listen to it." And
but we
then
did.
it I think it debuted at number 3 and it dropped down the charts almost immediately, and a lot of people at the time, a lot of critics were saying, "She's over. She's over." And I think as the album went on, Speak Now really became known as an album. There wasn't a single representative from it, and that's kind of why it wasn't a memorable single, but songwriting 5 out of 5, no notes.
5 out of freaking 5. I remember the first time I heard this song, and yes, it was an illegal download of the leak. She was crying on the PJ, they leaked my song, and I was blasting it full
I stayed
volume.
true. I stayed true.
I
I didn't
listened to the
listen.
leak, and I was happy as a clam. Oh, it changed everything. I thought that obviously, the first thing that I was comparing it to back then was Love Story, and I just remember thinking, "This is kind of like a more grown-up love story," is kind of how I was thinking of it, and I really kind of like that in the whole trajectory of, like, her discography. I just thought it was I mean, no notes. No
It's true.
freaking notes.
I really do see why she wanted to pick it as the single because it is an adultified version of Love Story. And one of the things that's so excellent about Mine and Speak Now is that it ages her up and it allows her to grow up and not be fairy tale princess stuck in a castle forever in a really subtle way. And Mine is actually a central piece of that like maturation through her discography. There's a drawer of my things in your place. You say, "We'll never make my parents' mistakes." Like there are a lot of really beautiful images that allow her to expand her songwriting while keeping the title of America's Sweetheart. Very clever. And also, there's an undercurrent of anxiety to mine that is still yet to be fully mined.
Mind. Get
We
it?
haven't mined mine yet.
Mind. So, songwriting, perfect 5 out of 5. Music
Hmm.
video, I gave
Don't
it a
tell me you
4.
gave it a 5. Okay,
I
thank
gave it a
God.
4. Even
I
I
gave
know the
it
truth. Even I know
I
the
gave it a
truth.
3 because there's no HD version on YouTube, and I'm mad at her. Like, there's no reason
Period.
why that doesn't exist, and I can't watch it because it's, like, in potato quality, and the upscaled versions that fans have done make it look like a Pixar movie. So, like, Taylor, you
Eh,
have the bolts back. Get in
but
there.
I do absolutely love the scenes in the forest with all the
That
pictures hanging down. Oh my god.
brava.
Gorgina. Also Taylor in a wedding dress. I don't know how I felt about let's give the 20-year-old girl kids. That quieted me, but at the time when it came out, I wasn't thinking that. I'll tell you that for free.
She
Now,
thought
I
she
do
was
think
giving
it.
mother, she was giving Hillary Duff taking care of her younger siblings and Cheaper by the
She
Dozen.
was, but beautiful pictures. Beautiful
Oh, great
pictures.
gowns.
The people on Tumblr got usage out of those pictures for a very long time. I enjoyed it.
The single cover is also Gorgina.
Oh, absolutely, Gorgina. I had that, back when you would buy the singles on iTunes when they would come out. I missed that single cover every day. I missed being able to look at it. The way she looks in it is so Gorgina, the white dress, the perfect hair. So yeah,
I'm
I
doing
gave
the
it a
pose.
4. I gave it a 4. I like it. I like
Mhm.
it. It's just not perfect, and I know that. So my total score for mine is 15 out of 20. That's not bad.
It got a 12.5 out of 20 for me. Trust
Period.
me, other girls got lower, so
Oh,
she's not in
trust
bad company.
me.
Now we go to we are never ever getting back together. This is her first really big. This is her first number one ever. It is her first like starting the album off with a bang. Love Story, I think if people knew her when she came out with it, maybe would have come as a number one, but we were still in the building blocks stage. We Are Never was obviously ambassadorship for the album. This was her switch into pop. I had trouble with this category because it was definitely a red herring, and it's the first time that Taylor employed this red herring strategy, being like, "This is what you think the album's going to be about. Oh boy, do I have a correction for you." It definitely represents a side of the album, but I think the majority of the album is not this side of the album. So it was kind of a bait and switch, but in that sense, like when I look back and I'm like, does this represent red? I can't 100% say yes, so I gave it a 2 out of 5.
Oh! Ooh! Oh, okay. That
I
surprises me.
know.
So I totally agree with you. I also had a really hard time because Red is so many different things, and that's like the whole point of the album. It's really hard to just be like one song truly represents it. I was kind of two minds, like, no one song can really represent it. But then I was like, I feel like if you're gonna pick a song from Red, it should obviously be a pop song. And it's like, okay, which of the pop songs would I have picked? I Knew Your Trouble? Too much. Too much too soon. 22? Too much too soon. So I was like, I feel like We Are Never Ever, it's a heartbreak song, it's a breakup song, but it's not too much. I gave it a 4. I was like, it is,
I'm with you.
I kind of gave her her flowers on that one. But I agree. It's hard to
Period.
pick one for Red.
Impact on the public, I gave this a 5 out of 5 because it got everyone talking. It had everyone saying, "Who the hell does this think she is? Why is she wearing sunglasses? Why does she have bangs? I've never seen her in shorts before." Like, the entire rebrand that was launched with this
Period.
song was so impactful, and it ushered in a completely new version of her, a new era, if you will. Like, this felt so different from Speak Now and Fearless and Debut, which felt like very subtle maturations of something. This was like, I'm doing something different. I'm cool now, and you are
Right.
going to understand that. So I had to give it a 5 out of 5. Her first huge hit.
Well, I definitely agree. I gave it a 4, not because I'm trying to take away from like her impact. It was her first number one. I mean, we can't really detract from that. I guess I gave it a 4 because I don't know, maybe like old school, like Swifty, like the first time I heard it, being like, huh, you know what I mean? I
Some
think
of us
there's
got it the first time. I heard it
some
and
of us
immediately
got
went,
it the
"I'm
first time.
there." I said I listened to it in the car on a iPhone, and I said, "This is simply the greatest song I've ever heard."
But you know, the thing about We Are Never Ever for me is like, I don't Sh ah many people will recall, I went to the bathroom on the Eras Tour during We Are Never Ever. Some of us have heard it too many times. I guess that's what it is. One too many
Yeah,
times.
but she's the
We
diva, and she
I
also was the blueprint for a certain kind of Taylor Swift pop song that I would like to see the return of.
Yeah, we didn't see her. We didn't see a return I almost called it The Fate of Ophelia. I don't even know the name of the album. We didn't see a return on The Life of a
No.
Showgirl, which is really a bummer because, like, I mean, I can say whatever about We Are Never Ever. I love that kind of like, almost like anthemic, like bratty, almost like snotty, immature kind
Avril
of a thing that she
Lavigne,
does.
it's
Yeah, and like
very Avril Lavigne.
I know what a lot of you are thinking, and you're thinking, what about Actually Romantic? Actually Romantic is
Not
missing a couple of things for me.
It
That's
doesn't have
it.
a hook. Let's start with that. The hook for We Are Never is burrowed into everyone's brain until the history of time. You also can't say we're never getting back together with someone without someone immediately going, "Wee!" It has burrowed its way into your brain, which moves into songwriting. 5 out of 5. Yeah, I said it. I said it. This is one of the best pop songs she's ever made. When I listen to it now, it doesn't sound cringe and it doesn't sound dated, even though she's doing things that she's done elsewhere that have aged badly. Come Back Stronger Than a 90s Trend, no one around to tweet it. Those things have not aged very well. But like all of the like evers here and the conversation on the phone, it's so cool, and it really efficiently, this song efficiently expresses the annoyance of an on again, off again relationship. It's also the first thing we ever heard of her collaboration with Max Martin. So that is a really important thing. But she also did the like ever thing. She turned a colloquialism and coined a catchphrase, which is a really smart thing to do with a pop song because then, like, a phrase that people say in their daily lives is forever associated with you. Now, did she do it better on her next attempt? Absolutely. But this to me is like some of her best pop songwriting.
Also, is like I feel like We Are Never Ever, in terms of the songwriting, it's like a blueprint for something that she's been successful at in the future, but she's also fumbled before. Like We Are
Hmm.
Never Ever has a formula that could only be cracked once. And, like, she cracked it perfectly, like, even I know a lot of people the talking part of the bridge, there's other songs, and we know their names, where she does a similar thing and they don't quite land the same way. Hey Kids, Spun is Fun, ever heard of it? But We Are Never Ever's talking bridge, I remember how surprised I was when I heard it, but it's one of those things that it's like, it's in it's just it wouldn't be We're Never Ever if you took it out. It's, like, so essential to the entire I can't even get into it. Like, it's weird to, like, prattle on specifically about that stupid part of the song, but it's like, it's stupid, and that's why it's so good.
Well,
So
that's the
I
thing.
gave
Pop songwriting is often like derided because it's not serious, but like you just gave a really good example of how doing something that seems really silly can actually be very clever and make or break the difference between like a good standard pop song and a pop song that's infused with your personality. Like this is such a Taylor Swift pop song. Yeah, it sounds kind of Avril, but that spoken part of it, no one else could have done it like her.
No, and it was perfect. It was absolutely perfect. I love the vocal distortion on it as well. I mean, it's just perfect.
Too bad
I
the
gave it
Taylor's version.
well, we can't get into that. I gave it a 4 for songwriting. I guess I just kind of feel like if I'm comparing it to the songwriting of, like, Love Story, Mine, Tim McGraw, you know what I mean?
It's
Like, but
different.
it's just different. So it's, like, hard to compare it, but yeah.
She's flexing a different muscle. The music video, 2 out of 5. I hate this slop mess. The whole idea of this
Oh!
music video
I didn't
was
know that.
no, when I think about it now, because it was all one take, Taylor is barely in the video. When she's in it, she's serving, like the looks where she's in the red polka dot,
I
when the
like the
bed comes up
glasses.
behind her. But then it gets into squirrel pajamas, and like you're spending most of the video looking at her dancers in onesies. And I'm like, I want to see the diva. So I would rather you just drop this
Oh.
stupid one take nonsense and just do it all properly.
You have shocked and silenced me. I did not know you felt I don't think we've ever spoken about the We Were Never Ever music video, at least
You're
not
learning new
recently.
things
I'm
every day
learning
about
new
me.
things. I did not know you felt that strongly about it. I gave it a 4.
Yeah.
Maybe it's nostalgia? I guess I haven't seen it in a while. You're
Watch
kind
it
of
again.
making points about the
Watch it again.
here's what's seared into my memory, the cute little ponytail, the
Mhm.
glasses, and then when she's on the phone and she's in the little
Yeah.
shorts and the little outfit, that's what's, like, burned into my brain. I forgot about the onesies.
She's in it for maybe and then she has, like, Grant and Amos and Paul, like, dressed up as squirrels. Like, it's not that when we talk about dated, that's so
Oh,
2012. To do
it
animal
is.
onesie is extremely 2012. Not for me. So that drags her down. My total score was 14 out of 20.
Oh, she got a 15 out of 20 from me, that's funny.
You
Because
would have thought it would
you
have been
hate
the
the music
opposite
video
way.
so much. I
I
hate it
hate
when
it
that
so much.
happens. That's me with
Mhm.
Wildest Dreams, literally the greatest song in the world. That music video literally gets a 1 from me.
It
It
shocks
the
me that I love
wig
that video.
the
It's insane
wig
to me.
gives it a 1. The wig is
I
the
have no
only thing
notes
that
for
gives
the
it a
Wildest
point.
Dreams music video. They had notes for it in the past, let me tell you. Anyway, speaking of Wildest Dreams, up next we have again, now this to me almost competes with Love Story for like most iconic Taylor Swift lead single because it shows off that other side of her. Inside of Taylor Swift are two wolves, Love Story and Shake It Off. Ambassadorship for the album. I gave this a 5 out of 5 because this song did exactly what it needed to do and really set the tone for 1989. 1989 was an album about arm's length, about distance, about I'm kind of commenting on my public persona for the first time, but also I'm a girl boss and I want to have fun and I don't want to cry about men anymore. Sonically, I think it was also one of the best choices because it is actually one of the most jarring songs on the record from a production perspective. Like it's really in your face. And there are other songs on the record that I think sound more like what you would expect from a Taylor Swift pop song. But this one was shocking. And I think that it was just shocking enough.
I gave it a 4 for representation of the album. I guess I was thinking in my mind when I think of 1989, Shake It Off isn't the first song that comes into my brain as like, this is 1989. But it is still kind of like I wouldn't have wanted Style to have been the lead. I really wouldn't have wanted Welcome to New York to be the lead. I would tell you that for free because that's not right. Like that's not
Mm-mm.
really what the album is. Like it serves a very integral purpose to the record, but it still wouldn't have been right. I wouldn't have chosen Wildest Dreams. I definitely wouldn't have chosen Bad Blood. So it's like there's no other song that I would have picked, but I'm still like there's something about it that always kind of makes me pull back from it. I don't know what it is. Me and Shake It Off have a complicated relationship.
Well, I think it might be the same relationship that you had with We Are Never, right? Like just wasn't what you were expecting it to be when you heard it.
Well, also, lest we forget, we need to bring this out of the archives. The video of me when the lyrics
We
leaked.
did bring it out.
What? Let's have Tyler edit it into the video. Me when I
Hmm.
first read the lyrics, and I'm like disgusted.
This is why she's
Um,
having a hard time.
this is why I will never read lyrics before I hear the song again, because
See, that
you
would have
have
been
to
me
admit
if
it.
I'd read the Wood lyrics and then I would have heard it and continued to do the behaviors. Like I wouldn't have been "We're so back" because you made a follow-up video being like, "Actually, it's fine." You were convincing yourself.
I was convincing myself, but at the end of the day, it's like It sounds so much better in the song than it does in print. Like, in print, the haters gonna hate, 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 hate sounds. I was crashing out, like I've never crashed out about anything Taylor related before. So, Tyler, put it in.
I just feel like I'm having a moment, and everyone's sitting here and they're just like, well, they're not the real lyrics because this sounds like a song that already exists, and I'm just like, I really hope you're right. Some people are gonna love it, I bet. I don't know, maybe I'll even love it. Who knows? The point is, we are in a situation here where we're faced with the lyrics, players gonna play, haters gonna hate, and you look me in my face. I thought I was being punked. I said I was fine. I don't think I'm fine. Okay, this is just dark. Maybe it's not that big a deal. I mean, come on. Who cares? Haters gonna hate, players gonna play. That's my motto now. The sad little motto of my life. Just everyone calm down. This is not a big deal. It's not a big deal. I'm convincing myself of that.
But in any event, I have a complicated relationship with her. She's a diva. She's my sleep paralysis demon. She brings me up. She cuts me down, etc., etc.
Well, speaking of impact on the public, I mean, I had to give it a perfect 5. This is, I think most people, when they think of Taylor Swift, they either think of Shake It Off or they think of You Belong or of Love Story. But Shake It Off to me, it's a signature hit. It redefined, reoriented her career yet again. And weddings, birthdays, graduations,
Yeah, exactly.
funerals, religious ceremonies, in space, this is a song.
This is a song. It's literally one of those songs that can be played anywhere, and it lifts your spirits up higher than the moon. It's also
Every
one of my
generation wants to shake it off. They all
one
do.
of my favorite songs to hear on tour, on the Eras tour. I will never forget it in London, particularly at Wembley. They loved Shake It Off. That first night, Wembley night 1, oh my god. The energy in that stadium was like nothing I've ever felt before, particularly for the 1989 set, and especially for Shake It Off. They went bonkers. I love the way that song feels in a stadium setting. I remember when Eras tour was first happening and they heard her sound checking Shake It Off and they were like, we don't want it. We don't. Who's we?
People say no more Love Story and they say no more Shake It Off. And I'm like, girls, if
That's
we're
not
doing
gonna
another
happen.
tour where we're cutting basically all the other Eras songs, those ones can't go. Those are the like must-have staples on every Taylor Swift tour set list. I mean, really, if you're looking at what lead singles leave the most impact, I guess you can see which ones manage to stay on the set list and don't. Mine dropped immediately, sadly. Never to return. Cricket. For songwriting, I gave it a 4 out of 5 because I don't think that it's as concise and clear as We Are Never Ever Getting Back Together. It's more general. I stay out too late. Nobody said that. She said I just put that in because it sounded good. You're doing grandma and I love my cats. You're not staying out late.
Period. I likewise gave it a 4. I think there's some really good lines in it, but overall it's very like, it's just like melodic, but my favorite part of but I keep
I was just about to say
cruising,
that. That
can't
part
stop,
is
won't stop.
delicious.
It makes me
and that's when people go crazy live.
I can do anything when that part of Shake It Off is on. It really can heal. It has curing powers. So 4 out of 5 for me. A delicious moment of pop excellence, but it's not like it's, the most it's no blank space, let's put it that way.
It does have the power to lift me up out of any slump that I'm in, but I have to use it so sparingly. Like, I have to really choose my
Yep.
moments when I need to shake it off, and no other song in the world can do for me what only Shake It Off can do in that moment.
It's a special pop song. And you know what? If we can put our hand hearts up for a moment, there's not a lot of artists who get to have that kind of a special song in their discography, and Taylor got hers how many years into her career? It's pretty
Album
impressive.
5.
And they just keep coming. Ladies and gentlemen, we're Swifties.
Music videos. So I gave this a 4 out of 5. It is a really iconic moment, whether you like it or not, it's indelible. The scene that really sticks out to me is when she's in her black leotard and her jazz shoes, and she has her new hairdo and her red lip, and she's shaking it like she's a pop star. And we hadn't really seen her be that direct about I'm a pop star before. Also, the cheerleader look served in ways that she's never served before or since. However, has it aged the best? Are there parts of it that I think are a little bit cringy or dated in the year 2025? Well, yes. So 4 out of 5.
I spoke my truth in a way that will shock people. I spoke it, and while I do agree, we love a cheerleader. I love those GIFs on Tumblr. We love the black outfit with the red lip. It received a 1 from MADELINE.
A 1 from MADELINE?
A 1.
A 1?
I resent this music video. This is like my We Are Never Ever. I resent it in every possible way.
And I gave We Are Never a 2. A 1?
1.
She doesn't know about Project Sparrow.
I resent it. Oh, I know about Project Sparrow. Oh,
so that's really gonna drag
and
her down in your rankings.
Someone. And so do you.
And he'll never be named. The total score for me was 18 out of 20.
Unfortunately for the diva, she has a 14 out of 20 from me. That's what happens when you hate the music video. You see how you have to do better on the music video.
It's true.
Otherwise,
the music video can also lift a diva up if she's really good. If she's like kind of
yes, love lifts us up.
The video
where we
can
belong.
Lift her up. Up next, look what you made me do. Ambassador. Wait, what did I give Shake It Off? I gave Shake It Off 18 out of 20. That's what I got. She deserves it. Look what you made me do. Ambassadorship for the album. Now, I gave it a 4 out of 5. And I just did that because I think it is absolutely a red herring. And for a lone representative of what you had to look forward to on Reputation, Look What You Made Me Do is in its own league. It's its own genre. It's its own style. It's its own brand of song. And the part, again, it's like We Are Never. The part of the album it represents is like 3 or 4 songs. But also, I think it really gives the concept texture. So I have to give it, it's up there, but I had to just dock it 1 point because I think imagine if she had done Delicate as the first single. It wouldn't have been the right choice in the long run, but at the time, I think people would have received it better, but it wouldn't have been such a moment. That's why she's a genius.
I gave it a 5.
Unsurprising.
5 out of 5, ladies and gentlemen. No explanation. You know why.
Mm-hmm.
You know why.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Impact on the public, 5 out of 5. She is the monoculture.
This has been, it wasn't at the time. I guess that you could argue this was like revision its history, but many people say, looking back on it in hindsight, one of the greatest pop comebacks of all time.
Oh, but whether or not they liked it, at the time, it was the moment. It felt like everybody stopped and tuned in to the moment. They watched it at the VMAs, and then all the discourse started. Actually, this is the closest thing to Life of a Showgirl nonsense that has happened to her before. Reputation didn't get that same treatment, but Look What You Made Me Do absolutely started wars. Remember, that's where Nazi Barbie came up.
Well. 5 out of 5 from me. Impact on the culture. The thing that I always think of is the trailer for the music video. It's barely anything. It's literally like 10 seconds that they played for the VMAs, and it said brace for impact. Oh, I braced. I braced as hard as I'm still braced.
I haven't unclenched
seriously.
Since.
I have been clenched tight ever since I saw that video.
I would give anything to see that video again.
Oh, I braced for impact, and nothing can compare. This is a moment where I say, Perez Hilton, you will never know peace. The fact that he spoiled the why, because she's dead. Can you imagine not knowing that was going to happen and just hearing that? I would have passed away.
Yeah.
But unfortunately, Perez Hilton exists. And so that got ruined for everybody.
Well, he keeps trying to follow me and I keep having to block him. So in case he needed to hear this, you aren't welcome.
Take the hint. You're off.
We're not interested. You're done. We've gotten you too many times.
You never should have called me a fat Kelly Price. You never should have leaked the bridge, so look what you made me do.
You never can win when you play dirty, Perez Hilton. You never can win when you play dirty. So songwriting, I gave this a 3.5 out of 5. I mean, there's just not that much to it, but that's the point. So I can't say that it's like the best written song she's ever done.
MADELINE gave it a 5.
Doesn't surprise me. Once again.
Gave it a 5. He said there's not much to it. I find that interesting because in my eyes, there's everything to it. I will be the actress starring in your bad dreams. Not many can relate. 5 out of 5.
Well, yes. Music video, we're going to agree here. 5 out of 5. It stopped the world.
5.
World stopped.
5. 55, 500, 5 million. Literally, to this day, I don't care if this makes me like one of those annoying, like, Renner and Swifties. Best music video she's ever done, and you guys can argue about it in the comments.
Can't be cleared.
Not to me. No, there will be no explanation. There will only be reputation. 5 out of 5. We're still analyzing it to this day.
We still haven't cracked the code.
It has
That's the one I believe her
layers.
on when she says, I have 500 Easter eggs. That's the only one where I'm like, and here the Easter eggs are important.
Yeah. Oh, they matter so much because they're interesting. We still haven't cracked the code.
It's also just scene to scene. It's gag after gag after gag. The amount of setups, the amount of gags, like she's never done anything like that.
No, that was really a moment where I was like, you know how people sometimes talk about Taylor is kind of like a different kind of pop star? Like she doesn't really do the diva thing. Oh, diva was present on Look What You Made Me Do, and it's start to finish. Thank you.
She knew that this had to be one of the biggest moments of her career because of what she was coming back from. Right. And it absolutely, I'm sure she knew that half of this video was going to piss people off. And that was the point. She was rage baiting. Thank you for rage baiting, Taylor.
So case in point, Look What You Made Me Do has a perfect score of 20 out of 20 from me.
I have it 17.5 out of 20 from me.
Period.
Up next.
Now back to this. You had a lot to say about me the other day in the press.
Oh, we've banged this drum so many times, but like really when you're putting it in the context of everything that came before it, like we were on Diva Parade the entire time until we got to this point. Ambassadorship for the album, I gave it a 2 out of 5 because it definitely represented something that existed on the album. More to come of this slop. It represented You Need to Calm Down. It represented Only the Young, which wasn't technically on the album. It represented The Man, which was better, but still is in her cousin. Yeah, it definitely represented. It was an ambassador for Lover, for sure.
So I gave it a big fat 0. How it represents.
Oh, I didn't do zeros. I love that. I did no zeros.
I gave it a big fat freaking 0, ladies and gentlemen. I think even on Lover's worst day, me cannot represent it. It represents nothing and no one. It represents Claire's and Kids Bop and The Secret Life of Pets. Thank you.
She's the bad dream that the actress is starring in.
Exactly.
That's literally her. Impact on the public, I had to give it 2 because it made everyone hate her.
I gave it a nice fat 0.
They were clowning on her when this came out. They clowned.
Yeah, no,
and then
I should
they
put
moved
it
on.
in the negative. I really should put it in the negative
Minus
because
10.
it negative impact. It's kind of hard because it's like impact can be positive and it can be negative.
Yes. And this was negative impact.
It definitely was.
Songwriting, I put 1 out of 5 horrible slop because 1 was my lowest. I didn't do zeros.
I gave it a nice juicy 0. A delicious 0 for you, me music.
It got a 1 for music video from me too. This is one of her ugliest, fuggliest. It was probably just as expensive as the Look What You Made Me Do music video, but the taste levels declined to like an arrestable offense level.
I gave it a 1 because I really like that look that she does with the heart dress in the 70s. I really like that. There's outfits that I like and there's like moments that I like, but the whole thing isn't.
Brendan Urie being in it, like he's under arrest. I have warrant out for him.
When are we dealing with him? I just saw, like, I got an ad about A Fever You Can't Sweat Out, the first Panic at the Disco record. 20-year anniversary. None of the band members are there anymore. You can't do a tour of A Fever You Can't Sweat Out. It's a Brendan Urie tour. He PMO. So he needs to go too. He should go on a tour for the Me music video.
Yeah, well, and nobody would go. And no one would go. I got 1 for terrible slop music videos, so it got a total score of 6 out of 20 from me.
So from me, she received 1 out of 20.
And she deserves it. Get her again for me.
It's what she deserves.
She deserves. Cardigan. Now, this was an interesting one for me. I kind of surprised myself when I started cooking on it. Ambassadorship for the album, I gave it a perfect 5. I feel like it did what it needed to do to tell the story of what was going on from the album for the public. I think this was a good soft launch of the insanity that was to come on Folklore, and this primed people for what they were about to receive.
I agree with you. I gave it a 4 only because I struggled. I was like, it's hard to represent Folklore. I mean, how do you come out swinging on Folklore? But, I mean, there's other things that are absolutely perfect about this song. I gave it a 4.
It was a good choice. Like,
it was a good choice.
For single-less albums, the choice that she made for this one, I think, was a pretty good one. Impact on the public, I gave it a 3 because I don't know if Cardigan has gone on to be the song from Folklore. And it's funny how both of the Folklore singles that she chose haven't really become like the songs. They're both great songs, but they're not like the actual ambassadors of the record now. And I don't think you can argue with either of them as single choices, but they're not radio friendly. So that makes it kind of not a great single choice. And then also they aren't the best songwriting on the album either. So they're kind of in this like awkward in between space to me. So yeah, I gave it a 3 because it still had a moment.
I also gave it a 3. It's hard to judge because it's like Folklore is not really meant to like hit radio, but like the impact is kind of like hard to measure. The impact of Folklore is Folklore. It's not really about Cardigan as the single. It's more about the project. So Cardigan is just like barely an ambassador like at all. It's just kind of like a music video really at the end of the day. To the public. To me, I'm not saying that, but I'm saying to the public, to a non-Swiftie, to the people who are saying, "Oh my god, Taylor Swift makes good music now." They were thinking of Folklore as a project. They weren't really just looking at Cardigan. And again, this also has to do with it came out at the same time as the rest of the album. So
yeah, this was the first time she ever did that. That's an important thing to note. Also, August to me is the song from Folklore. Like that's the one that people really love. That's the one that would have had a really good music video. That's not to slander the Cardigan music video because we're gonna get there. Songwriting, I gave it 4 out of 5 because I think of all the songs on Folklore, Cardigan to me is a little bit wonky.
Interesting. I gave it a 5. I was thinking the other day, you know what?
The first verse.
I was literally just about to say vintage tea.
But then it gets into, as soon as it gets into that second verse, it goes into like
in different
astral
areas.
projection territory.
I feel like vintage tea, brand new phone, high heels on cobblestone. Like I like the way that it sounds, and I think she did too, and that's why she wrote it that way. But it reminds me of like if it was in another song and it didn't sound as pretty as it sounds in Cardigan, it would be something that we would think is not very good. It's just like because it's Cardigan and it's like Aaron
sensual
Dessner
politics
production and we still don't know. Well,
this is one of those things where it's so vague that you can make anything up. You can say, this is eldest daughter behavior. You can say anything. You can make up a million complicated reasons, but like in the context to which it appears, in relation to the things that are around it, not super clear.
It only really started to click for me on that dark day. Everybody knows the dark day I'm talking about in Nashville,
that's
Tennessee.
None of my business.
It's not my business. We don't have to bring that up because that's not relevant to the discussion at hand.
Don't do that to Cardigan.
Nonetheless,
she's already been defiled.
I love the outro of Cardigan so much. Chasing shadows in the grocery line sends me to the moon. It hurts bad. It hurts me every time I hear it.
I don't even like to think about it. I don't like to think about it. That's pain. Music
that's
video,
ouch.
5 out of 5. Gorgeous music video. Easily her best self-directed one and only
Taylor has ever done. And like, what a nice feather to put in her cap, because the rest of the feathers from her director's cap, they're not all 10 out
they're
of 10.
Pigeon feathers. This is a peacock feather.
I wish she would go back to this kind of like directing style. And it's like, were you only directing this way because it had to be so simple? You couldn't do the over-the-top Fortnite music video style CGI green screen
Easter egg
style
extravaganza.
Yeah.
That's not. But there's a lot of really beautiful CGI on Cardigan. Like there's a lot going on in that music video, and I feel like she wasn't focused on I need to tell you a bunch of secret hidden messages so that you decode them and share the music video a million times. Like this to me really was like, here is my visual statement of what this album is in my mind, and she's generally not very good at doing that. So this stands out so much as an entry in her catalog.
Are we ever going to see a music video like this again?
Madeline, don't say that, because I just had that thought and was like, I don't think so.
I'm depressed. I gave the music video. Did I say this? I gave it a 5.
Yeah.
I gave the music
17 out of 20 for me for Cardigan.
Oh, that's mine too. 17 out of 20.
Wow. That was high. I was surprised by that.
We like Cardigan.
The music video, again, you see how the music video can
it can make or break her.
Now we have noted Madeline song, Willow. Ambassadorship. Oh, sorry. Say it.
One of the greatest songs ever made. That's all I was going to say. But you already knew that.
I knew that. Willow also really grew on me so much with the EOAS tour. The performance is so good. One of the best moments of the tour. Ambassadorship for the album, I gave it a 3 out of 5. Just because I don't know that Willow shows the range of what's on offer on Evermore. Evermore is the most difficult song to pick album to pick a single from, because it is like truly one of those ones where, do you hear this car?
Oh, I hear her.
Okay, you cook on Willow while I wait for this to stop. I'm gonna mute myself.
I gave her a 5 for how it represents the album. Is this Madeline propaganda? Is this Madeline bias? Is this Willow bias? I guess so. I guess what I was thinking when I gave it a 5 out of 5 is like, what else would I have chosen? But the fact of the matter is, I probably would have chosen Gold Rush.
Yeah,
Listen,
this is the thing.
I had to say 5 out of 5, and that's between me, myself, and I. Just take it as it is. Is it true? No. Am I standing by it? Absolutely. Thank you.
The hand heart came out and you couldn't put it down.
Yep.
For me, I got 3 out of 5 because I just don't know that Willow shows the range of what's on offer on Evermore. It's one of the hardest albums to pick a single from because it's so diverse. Like this album goes into so many different areas. You could make a bunch of different arguments for songs that should be singles. So at the end of the day, like there was going to be no perfect choice. I just felt like there were other ones that could have been a little bit better. Impact on the Public, I gave that a 3 out of 5. So I scored it the same as Cardigan, basically.
I gave her a 3 out of 5 too. This is when she started doing remember when she did the Cabin Witch version of Willow? This is when she started
Dancing
doing all that kind of
Witch.
stuff. That kind of embarrassed me a little bit. I was like, okay, we know you want the number one, and Willow, I love her. She's not a number one song. She went number one, and let's not forget it. But she's not really a number one song, even though she's the greatest song ever made. Impact on the Public, they DGAF.
No,
So,
they
3.
DGAF.
Yeah.
Songwriting, I gave it a 4 out of 5 because that line really does take me out of it. Unfortunately, I wish it didn't because otherwise no notes, but like that one thing docks a point for me.
I gave it a 5 out of 5. I live in my own reality.
Shocked. I'm shocked. I'm stunned.
What can I say? Although when we get into music video, there's things about it that I really like, but you can only really compare it directly to the Cardigan music video, and the Cardigan music video clears in so many ways. There's beautiful imagery in the Willow video. I love when she's in the glass case. I love the witchy in the snow stuff. It's gorgeous, but it's kind of a nothing burger. So I gave it a 3.
I gave it a 4.
Oh, period. Okay.
Just because I was like, it's so similar to Cardigan, like I'm gonna give it that. It felt like a good representation of what Evermore was. I liked the box. I also liked the invisible string. I liked that.
Oh, that was cute.
That was cute.
Willow, she is the greatest song ever made. Long may she reign. She got a 16 out of 20 from me.
She got a 14 out of 20 from me.
Period. I think it's fair. I think it's
very fair. I think we both, you managed to temper your stand-up with a little bit of reality.
I did. I know
that's
the truth.
Great.
I know the truth.
Anti-hero. Now, this one also had me kind of like chewing a little bit. I was like, huh. Now, ambassadorship for the album, I gave it a 4 because I think it pretty solidly describes the emotional and the sonic terrain of the album. Like, it makes sense to me why this was the single.
So I gave her a 3. I guess because I felt like it's hard to really judge her because she was such a hit, and it's me, hi, I'm the problem. And it's like so perfectly engineered to be a hit. But I've always kind of since the first time I heard it, I remember being really surprised that this was the single. I guess as a Swiftie and not as a general consumer, I have a weird view on Antihero. That intro with the and I also always think about Art Bro Baby. I guess I'm just anti-hero auntie. What can I say?
I hate Art Bro Baby. I don't bring that up to me. I like Antihero. It kind of moving on to Impact on the Public. I gave it a 4 out of 5. The people loved it. It was a hit. We can't deny that.
I gave it a 4 as well. I literally, even if I wanted to, I couldn't deny it. I was surprised, I'll tell you that for free. But there's something so ingenious about It's Me, hi, I'm the problem, it's me. I also loved that she finally said, maybe I'm the problem. She finally gave it to the haters and the losers of the world. I love that. On my first listen of Midnights, that is one of the things that gagged me the most.
Songwriting, I gave this a 3 out of 5 because Taylor is on autopilot here, and that bridge is really where it all starts to fall apart to me.
Yeah, I am really disappointed by that bridge because I actually think the verses are good and I like the chorus, but the bridge, it could have been so much better. And there's so many interesting threads to follow that she kind of sets up in the rest of the song. I was really disappointed, and I feel like it's random. The only part I like
trying to do
is
father figure at an inappropriate time.
Right. The only part of it I like is she's laughing up at us from hell. But it's I would take her to leave it.
Music video, I gave it a 3.5 out of 5. The color palette was really boring and dull, and I hate the dialogue, but whenever the koi fish comes, I smile. When she smashed it, I wasn't smiling, but I was smiling when I saw it appear.
I gave it a 3. I like parts of it. I like the ghosts, and I liked the evil tailor that, like, ruins
Ooh, I
her
love her.
I liked, yeah, the imagery, and I liked the evil tailor's outfit. I liked the eye makeup, the look. I liked parts of it, other parts not so much, so I gave it, like, a middling score of a 3.
I like the fact that she had to edit out fat from the music video because people lost their minds.
Yeah. That's a conversation for another day.
I'm giving it a total 14.5 out of 20.
She got a 13 out of 20 for me, so in some ways, you could say she's the Swiftie of the day.
She's the Swiftie of the day. Speaking of people who are not Swiftie of the day, Fortnite. When I went to ambassadorship for the album, I gave it a 1. It is a truly perplexing selection. It is not indicative of what happens on the record. It's vague. It's unclear. Tortured Poets is very direct. This is one of those songs that drives me mental because it's like, I've tried so many times to really parse how this connects to the rest of the record, what it means. People keep trying to give me coke rants about it, and I've decided that it's a nothing burger. And my proof of that is I was listening to it the other day, and I completely forgot that Post Malone is on it. And he comes in, and I'm like, why?
To Florida.
Why?
By the car.
For what?
Want.
I'd rather hear you sing it, idiot.
Yeah, she really doesn't have to be there. I likewise gave it a single 1. I am baffled to this day. The other day when she was doing her Channel 13, Taylor's channel, she gets on the mic and she explains in detail Fortnite and why she chose it as the first single and blah, 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 and all this other stuff. And I was listening to it and I was like, okay, you don't even represent any of those things on the song anyway. And then
this is the thing, her explanations make it worse.
Later on in the day, I was like, what did she say? Something about it is in one ear and out the other. Nothing about it computes. And I feel like there's something about it where it's you're not meant to really see it. It's not meant to be understood. And I don't understand it. And that's why it gets a 1.
It's a vibe. That's literally what she's trying to do. She just wants you to vibe, and that's it. Impact on the public, I had to give it a 3 because the locals were streaming.
They were. I also likewise gave it a 3. The locals were streaming. They were also clapping and cheering at the EOAS tour. None of my business.
Not for the rest of the EOAS tour set, but for Fortnite they were.
None of my business.
And that's Taylor's fault. That's completely Taylor's fault. Songwriting, I gave it a 2.5 because it's not terrible, but why? What are we talking about?
I gave it a 3. The thing is, there's interesting lines in it, but they don't make any sense in the context of the song. They just PMO. So I had to give it a 3 because even though there's good things being written, none of it is being. It's kind of different things that she had written down in her journal that she strung together to form a song.
I want to kill her. Literally, that's what she was doing. I think she just wanted to say, Gabriette, I want you dead. And for that, I can always support. Get the spaghetti hand, get her. So music video, I gave it a 2. This is one of the most egregious. This and the Bejeweled music video to me are demons because there was no reason for them to be like that. This is the Easter egg extravaganza saved by the gorgeous phone box shot that still makes really not a lot of sense in the context of the song. In the wider album, it does. And Post Malone didn't need to be in it. I don't want to see his ugly face.
I gave her a 1. The part that I like the way that she looks in that scene where they're staring at each other.
Oh, yeah, that's her Swiftologist mentioned moment. We like that.
Absolutely Gorgina, when they're standing and the papers are flying all around them and she's in the turtleneck, you know what I'm talking about? With the jacket and the lip. Absolutely Gorgina. I like the phone box moment too. I hate every single other second of it though. I hate it.
So forced. It's also forcing so many different visuals into something that is already very hollow. So it just feels dumb. I gave it a total 8.5 out of 20.
And then randomly Ethan Hawke was there. We still don't know why that happened.
We still don't. Actually, you know what? PMO. I forgot about that. PMO.
Just because he was in, what was it, the Dead Poet Society? We don't care.
Yeah, shut up. Nobody cares.
We don't care. 8 out of 10 for, 8 out of 20 for Fortnite. Jesus.
Directed by Taylor Flop. Truly, directed by Taylor Flop. The Fate of Ophelia. Interesting.
This is kind of an unfair one because we just got it. So I was doing it and I was I feel like I'm being too harsh on it because it's fresh.
I thought I was being kind of generous to it. So maybe we'll land somewhere in the middle with our fairness.
Yeah, maybe we'll land somewhere in the middle. How represents the
Ambassadorship,
album?
I
3.
give it a 4. It does what it needs to do for the album. It explains itself. So in that metric, I think it's scoring fairly high.
I don't know what I think about her. I really don't. I can't make up my mind about her. This is why it's unfair for me to be ranking it in any degree at this point. I cannot figure out what I think about the
She's
song.
not Opalite to you yet. Not yet.
Not even Opalite is Opalite to me at this point. Impact, I gave it a 3. It's too early to tell. Like,
I
that's
give
the
it a
thing.
4.
Like, it is
I've seen
going
TikTok
crazy.
dances.
How long will it be going crazy? We don't know. How is it going to stack up in the on-alls of, like, in comparison to the rest of the singles? We don't know that yet. So I gave it a 3 just to kind of, like, be fair.
Songwriting is where I really did. It took a hit for me. I gave it a 2.5 because I think that this is like very vague. It's a vague song masquerading as a direct song, which kind of irritates me.
I gave it a 2. A humble 2. 'Tis locked inside my memory, and only you
Antihero
possess the key.
is better written than The Fate of Ophelia.
Okay, yeah, I believe that. Is that reflected in my score? Do I think that too? I
It's
do.
reflected in
I
my
gave
score.
Antihero a 3 and Fate of Ophelia a 2. I think I agree with myself on that one. I think I do.
Ophelia is just a little bit better than Fortnite to me because it's a little bit clearer and it's more directly related to the album, songwriting-wise. Music video, I gave it a 4 because she looks, and that's all I ever expect from her now. My expectations have just dropped over the years.
I also gave it a 4. I love the visuals. I absolutely love the bleach blonde, platinum blonde wig in the pink, or not the pink, the red one piece. I love that look. I love when she looks like Nicole Kidman. I love the blue opalite sort of stage. I like all of it. I do really like all of it. So I give it a 4.
It's a pretty music video. I like to look at it.
So
All
Fate of
right.
Ophelia, 12 out of 20.
I gave it a 16.5 out of 20, which is insane now that I'm looking at it. Wait, no, I didn't. I can't do math. It's 14.5.
I was gonna say, you know what? I don't think you did.
No, I didn't. I didn't. Okay, so here's my final ranking. Number 1, Love Story with a perfect score of 20. Number 2, Shake It Off with 18. Number 3, Look What You Made Me Do with 17.5. Number 4, Cardigan, mentioned, at 17. Number 5, I have a tie. 5 and 6 are Antihero and Ophelia, tied with a 14.5. Then I have Tim McGraw at number 7 with a 14. 8, We Are Never with a 14. Willow, 9, 14. There's a 3-way tie. Didn't realize that. Number 10, we have Mine with a 12.5. 11, Fortnite with an 8.5. And finally, The Evil Me with 6.
So my number 1 is a tie between Love Story and Look What You Made Me Do, perfect score of 20. It's interesting to see those two side by side, but you know what? I stand by my choice. My number 2 with 19 points is Tim McGraw. Cardigan is number 3 at 18. And number 4 is Willow with 16. At number 5, tie between Mine and We Are Never Ever. At number 6, a tie between Shake It Off and Antihero. There's something there. And then at, what is it, 7? Fate of Ophelia.
There's nothing
8, Fortnite. And then dead last, me. Thank you. I stand by my choices.
Our top 4 is pretty similar. Just swap out Tim McGraw and Shake It Off.
Yeah. There you go.
I think that was scientific. That felt scientific to me.
I think it was scientific, and you know what else it was? It was true.
It was true. It was healing.
It was.
I will give Ophelia the benefit of the doubt that she hasn't been with us for long, but I think she did well with me.
Yeah, I think I was as fair as I could be this early in the game. Like I really don't know you really don't know until the next album comes out is kind of like the way that I think about it. Like I knew that I really liked Torture Poets, but it wasn't until Showgirl came out that I was like, you know what? I think it's the greatest album ever made.
Exactly. No, now I think we really should probably try and do a re-ranking sometime soon. Maybe we rank everything from Folklore onwards. Because that's when, or Lover onwards, because that's when it all changed.
Yeah.
If we're doing Showgirl, we probably should do Lover onwards. Yeah, because it's 6, 7. Yeah, like 7 onwards. Okay. Yeah. Because it's not fair to rank Fearless in with Life of a Showgirl. That's not fair.
Fearless, it doesn't make any sense. It doesn't make any sense. You can't be doing that kind of stuff. That's all there is to it.
So we could do, we could just do ranking her album since she became free from Big Machine.
Exactly.
So if you'd like to see that, let us know. You will also be hearing about our wishes, thoughts, and prayers for the EOAS Tour documentary series coming to you very soon. Thank you. Join us on patreon.com/riftologist. Goodbye.